What's going on, everybody? It is great to have you with me. Taylor Mania has taken over. Oh, sure, she has said she's not going to attend the game against the Vikings, but that doesn't stop the media trains. I'm guessing anyone who was alive during Beatles Mania might have a sense of deja vu. The Minnesota Vikings will face the Kansas City Chiefs. The Vikings are coming off their first win of the season versus Carolina last week. Justin Jefferson usually is the best player on the field, but he will have to share that mantle with Patrick Mahomes. These guys are competitors, but only one will emerge the big star. Justin Jefferson will most likely let Patrick Mahomes know this field isn't big enough for the both of us. Vikings will face a tough challenge over the next 3 weeks with the Kansas City Chiefs, as well as the San Francisco 49ers, who will be at US Bank Stadium in week 7. If the Vikings, after week 1, had only turned the ball over once or twice for the next 3 games, that would be one thing. You could simply call it a glitch that has now been rectified. But as Vikings fans, we know all too well that this team cannot afford any turnovers and will need to cause a few themselves. Some fans want to think that the Vikings would be 4-0 but for all these turnovers. As a Vikings fan for 44 years, I know that the would've, could've, should've attitude doesn't really get you anywhere. And alas, they're 1-3. But hey, Kirktober has arrived where the Vikings have gone 15-5 in Kirk's time. So we at least have that going for us. And if we get the W Sunday, it will help us forget the awful September that we had. Hopefully, Kirk can change back to Kirko chains and throughout the course of the season, maybe get it turned around. I mean, crazier things have happened. And no matter what happens this season and beyond, not a single one of us Vikings fans love to lose. Call it what you want, fair or otherwise. The Vikings offense will need to have a clean game from a turnover aspect and will probably need to be near perfect if the Vikings are to win. The last time the Vikings played the Chiefs back in 2019, they lost 26-23, and Mahomes didn't even play that game because he was injured. Cousins went 19 of 38 for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough. Mahomes has had victory against every other team in the NFL sans the Vikings, and this will be the first time he has played us. Perhaps it was karma that had Vikings fans thinking would be an easy victory over backup quarterback Mac Moore. If the Vikings can beat Kansas City, it might be the best day we have had in a while, as it would keep him from checking off the last team on his list. But if Kansas City does pull out the victory, we will never, ever, ever be able to say that Patrick Mahomes hasn't defeated every team that he has played. Well, other than his own team. Although, if he did pull a Brett Favre and somehow ended up with, say, the Denver Broncos, I'm guessing the Kansas City Chiefs fans will look at him as nothing more than the anti-hero. This season, outside of last week against Carolina, Kirk Cousins has played outstanding for the most part. But he has not been the lucky one, as he has had more than his fair share of bad luck with interceptions, particularly those ones in the red zone that hit KJ and TJ in the hands. Last year, Kirk Cousins was able to tell his teammates, let's go, we can still win this game. This year, the mistakes and bad luck have seemed to get to him. Kevin O'Connell's going to have to tell Kirk, you need to calm down, shake it off, and move on to the next play. Going back to the last time the Vikings played at home, Kirk Cousins has been in this league too long to use the excuse of crowd noise, after picking up a 4th down no less, to not know to spike the ball with the game on the line. Kirk, this is what you came here for when you signed that contract with the Vikings, to be the guy that leads your team even when things haven't gone right. It is okay for you to occasionally say, I did something bad, and not have the attitude of, well, I couldn't hear my coach, so don't blame me. Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes were both the stars of the Netflix series Quarterback. Some felt that Mahomes was too boisterous with his play, always cursing on the sidelines. Some, however, thought Kirk Cousins was a wonderful family man. Both can be true about both players. But alas, I think we all know that Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback, a renegade of sorts. But at the end of it, it's possible Kirk Cousins is slightly the better man. Defensively, Brian Flores has blitzed more than any other team in the NFL thus far. The Vikings had success last week against Bryce Young, but blitzing Patrick Mahomes hits different, as he has had a 104 passer rating, 14 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. On the other hand, if the Vikings don't blitz Mahomes and he has all day to throw the ball, it will be death by 1,000 cuts for the Vikings defense. With the return of Marcus Davenport to the lineup last week and his solid performance, the hope will be that everything has changed and that the defensive line will be able to get to Patrick Mahomes without blitzing. Hopefully, Davenport doesn't have any injuries pop up last minute like in week 1, and that he does, in fact, dress for the game. We're all going to have to hope that Mahomes has an off day and doesn't have the electric touch we have seen so many times in the past. In any event, if Flores does throw the proverbial kitchen sink at Mahomes and he still beat us, I am guessing that if Flores were to congratulate him after the game, he would tell Mahomes, I knew you were trouble. Mahomes would probably respond, I knew the places Harrison Smith would be, both when he was blitzing and when not. This is the last time for the Vikings to play Mahomes in US Bank Stadium for at least the next 8 seasons. At one point, US Bank Stadium was a difficult place to play for the visiting team. It had somewhat of an enchanted aura about it that helped the Vikings get many victories. I'd love to see that return for our first home victory of the season. Don't you? Well, those are my thoughts. And alas, it is time to go. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. It's been a crazy week, so I'm not going to do my normal tagline. I'll just simply say, peace.